Bitcoin, we start with daily chart. Just I want to give a quick update. And if you refer to my last analysis when the price was here, we discussed about the next drop. I mentioned if I want to look for buys a long term, at least we will expect to see one more drop. And exactly this is what we get. And we mentioned we want to see the breakout of this zone. Okay. And even we discuss about this, we for the short-term buy, because if we move to 1 hour chart, we will see it. If we move to 1 hour chart, when the price was exactly within here, all right, we mentioned any trade for buy will be a short term, and this is what we get because we mentioned we are looking for the next drop. By the way, as what we expected, we get one more drop, and we didn't have much update because the way the market is moving is very corrective, and we don't see any reversal point yet. No one to see what's the next, okay? Whether we can look for buy or not. In this case, we move to the weekly chart. And if we refer to our analysis based on weekly chart, since the price was within here, we mentioned with the breakout of the previous low, this one turned to expanding flat. And as we can see, the price broke the previous top, broke the previous low. And we mentioned we don't like to see the expanding flat because if this one turned to expanding, we mentioned how deep it can go, we cannot confirm, even if we can expect the price to enter this zone. That's why from now, since we get expanding flat, if anyone wants to look for buy, we have to wait for the reversal confirmation. Simply, we cannot buy because we can expect the price drop to somewhere around this zone. We can expect the price break the desktop. Okay, then even if you want to look for buy, the possibility for the price reverse as a straight line similar to any of this is very low. That means we can expect the price to consolidate here for longer time before we get their next reversal. That's why if anyone wants to look for buy as a long term, my suggestion is we look for the trade setup at least based on daily chart. All right, simply we cannot take the trade. And even if we move to daily chart, the way it's reversing is very corrective. Okay, whenever we see this kind of the reversal, technically we can expect for the next drop, maybe this one turn to flat. All right, and if we move to weekly chart, based on weekly, we don't see any divergence. If we refer to the indicators, we need to know about this. That's why based on weekly, I don't see any reversal point yet. And if we move to daily chart, if we put this low and relative to the previous one, we see we have a divergence, and we cannot consider this one as a divergence. All right, that's why we don't see a really good confirmation. And even if the price reverses as a corrective, any opportunity for buy based on lower time frame will be a short term. And we mentioned technically when the price is reversing in the way of the corrective, the possibility for at least one more drop is very high. Unless we see the really sharp move, we see the breakout of this zone. That means we see the breakout of at least 28K. Then from there, we can consider the reversal is a start, right? But based on daily, I don't see any trade. But we can look for buy based on lower time frame if we get the opportunity. And if I move to forward chart, if anyone wants to look for buy, there is no opportunity having entry above this. I won't suggest unless we see this one turn to flat. Then from there, we either we put our entry above here, or we look for lower time frame 1 hour chart. From there, we can look for trade setup. All right. Simply, even if we get a drop here, simply we cannot put our entry above here. It's not a really good idea because it is an option, but it doesn't give us a really good opportunity to look for buy at this point. All right. And if I move to 1 hour chart, you want to see what we have based on 1 hour chart, similar explanation. All right. In this case, we just follow the chart. We're looking for the reversal. If we move to daily chart, as I mentioned, if the price reverses a corrective, we are not really interested to look for buy. Either we see the sharp move, we prefer to see the breakout of this zone, then from there, maybe we look for the continuation. Then we don't need to wait for the next drop to confirm. But if the price reverses a corrective following by next drop, it can give us better confirmation following by divergence to look for buy. Anyway, as I mentioned, we are in the downtrend. We can expect the price to consolidate here for a really long time before we see the reversal. That's why if we get any opportunity for buy, we consider it as a short term, not the long term. It doesn't mean we cannot buy as a long term, but we are looking for the best trade setup, lowest price if you want to look for buy. By the way, we try to give an update. As I mentioned, the way the market is corrective. That's why I don't give really much update. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.